Yo, what's up everybody? It's me, WDMichael, and in today's YouTube video, I want to go ahead and bring back one of my older YouTube series called WD Learns VGC, and it is exactly that. I want to learn a little bit more about VGC. I am no expert. I've got a really solid base knowledge of VGC and kind of the content that it involves, but I'm no expert, and there's definitely a lot that I can learn about VGC still, and I want to use this YouTube series to do that. I want to learn a little bit more, and I want to hopefully have you at home learn a little bit more about VGC as well. So what we're going to be doing is either taking teams that I've created and played on my Twitch stream, or teams that have done really well in IRL online events, and just kind of diving deeper into them, asking questions like, why were these moves chosen? Why were these Pokemon chosen? And why is this team having so much success? And so that is exactly what we're going to do in this very first of this return to WD Learns VGC. We're going to kick it off with the Worlds 2023 event that just happened in this last weekend in Japan. There were a ton of really amazing teams that came into this Worlds event, and what I want to do for this return to this series, I want to kick it off with, hopefully, if we can find them all, with the top 8 teams from this year's Worlds, and actually take a look at them, review the teams, and then play them on the ranked ladder so that we can learn a little bit more about them and see some of these really amazing teams that people brought to Worlds. So we're going to kick off this first one with the first place Worlds team. It was done by Shohei Kimura, and absolutely a fantastic Japanese player who I absolutely loved watching on stream. Their energy was top tier, absolutely electrifying, and it was a lot of fun to watch them. And so I'm really excited to kick it off with this team because their team had some really cool, interesting off-meta choices that I'm really excited to test out and play with. So let's hop into it. And first off, we're gonna check out the team and do a little bit of a review. All right, so here we are with the team that Shohei took and won Worlds with in the Masters Division. An absolutely fantastic team. And what I've noticed is by looking at this team is that there are a good chunk of the Pokemon that have just like 1 or 2 moves that are off meta, like what you would normally see from the Pokemon. And there's a couple of them that are pretty much straightforward. So it's definitely, I'm not gonna lie, I think it's a really cool team, and it definitely feels like it covers a lot of the weaknesses that would end up having like on the team. So let's start off with the Landorus. So the Landorus is a flying terror, which absolutely is one of the, like, I feel like in this meta in particular, having a flying Pokemon with big flying type damage is just one of those things that you really have to have. There's a lot of grass terra. There's a lot of like fighting Pokemon. There's a lot of things that flying can do. And on top of just the fact that it's immune to ground typing, flying is just a really strong typing to have. And so when you bring in something like Landorus, who's just a really strong flying type Pokemon, it definitely puts a lot of pressure on those Pokemon like the Amoonguss and things like that, or Urshifu. I mean, because if you catch an Urshifu, especially the dark type, off guard, you can definitely one-shot him with a Terra Blast and Flying Terra. It's really solid. I like that a lot. Now, one thing that I'm noticing with the Landorus though is that it has safety goggles, and that's not something I think you would like. It's not so off the wall where you're like, wait, why is this? But it's definitely not one of the main items that you would normally see. So obviously with safety goggles, it's one of those things where you want to not get put to sleep. You don't want to have your attacks redirected, and definitely could make, I could definitely see the reason and the reason why you'd want to have Landorus with safety goggles. It seems like a really solid option, because if you have an Amoonguss who rage powders, you're like, I don't want to hit the Amoonguss, I want to hit the thing next to it. Or if you don't want to go to sleep, because you could have the Amoonguss and the Landorus out, and none of them are going to go to sleep. So like, yeah, no, I like that a lot. I feel like the safety guard was actually a really cool pick for the Landorus. Other than that, like the moves are pretty basic, normal moves you'd expect. Stomping Tantrum, Terra Blast, so those big flying type attacks when you Terra. U-turn to swap out. Obviously, it's always nice to have your swap out like that. And then Protect. Obviously, when you have safety goggles, you don't have like Assault Vest, so you don't have to have 4 attacking moves. It does give you that option of having Protect, so that's pretty cool. I do like the Landorus set a lot. Now with the Urshifu, another one that has one move that's kind of like, you wouldn't normally see it, but it's not so off the wall, but that was Taunt. I know that a few Urshifus have had it, but it's not one of those things where you see it all the time. And I'm sure that the Taunt is absolutely fantastic and is a huge help. With Urshifu being a faster Pokemon and the fact that there's no Trick Room on this team, it's definitely probably a pretty good reason. Like the reason why it's there is probably to help you in stopping Trick Room or any other Pokemon that end up having an issue. Now, because the taunt is on Urshifu and you don't have Prankster, you can still taunt dark type Pokemon. So that's always the problem when you have like a Prankster Pokemon with taunt. You can't taunt dark type Pokemon. So that ends up being a bit of a problem. But without it, you know, with it being on a fast Pokemon like Urshifu, and also not being Prankster, it ends up being pretty usable. So that's pretty cool. Protect, Aqua Jet, and Surging Strikes are things that you would expect to see. You got the Mystic Water, Water Terra, so you still got the big damage. You do have a little bit of utility with Urshifu, so that's pretty cool. I think one of the biggest just overall changes, probably one of the coolest Pokemon that I saw on the team was the Fluttermane. I've never seen a Grass Terra Fluttermane with Energy Ball, but when you pair it with Choice Specs and Photosynthesis, like that's pretty wild. That was actually really, when I was looking at this team, I was like, that is actually really, really, really cool, because you have this point now where, like, in the meta, there's a lot of water type Pokemon. You have water type Urshifu, which ends up being a huge issue for Fluttermane. You have the Basque Legion. You have, I mean, there's a ton of water Pokemon. Water and rain is a really prevalent thing in the meta right now. So finding a way to protect your Fluttermane from those kind of issues, that's huge. That's actually really cool. I like the tech, because Fluttermane's biggest problem is that it's such a huge powerhouse. Most people want to get rid of it right away, and a lot of them will use priority moves. Because Fluttermane doesn't have a high defensive stat, priority moves like Sucker Punch, Aqua Jet can do a ton of damage to Fluttermane, like really a lot. So with Sucker Punch, you have a weakness to it when you have, your ghost typing. With all the Aqua Jets, you don't have any sort of resistance to it, so you're just taking a nice chunk of just straight up damage. But with Grass Terra, you lose the Sucker Punch weakness. You also lose a weakness, or not necessarily a weakness, but you gain basically a resistance to the water type stab moves. That's pretty wild. Actually, I really like that a lot. It began obviously because you're Fluttermane. Not a lot of people are going to be really keen on trying to e-speed you, unless like you're actually, unless you already have that Grass Terra. So yeah, no, that's pretty crazy. I wasn't expecting the whole Grass Terra Fluttermane, but that's probably the wildest thing on this team that I was most like, wow, that's pretty wild. Definitely a really cool tech. I like that a lot. The next one is the Chin Pao. It's got the Ghost Terra, normal thing that we would see. It's got the Icicle Crash, so it doesn't go with the Ice Spinner. I don't think this team is really super worried about having terrain up. So Icicle Crash, the flinches are probably fantastic. And then the rest of it's pretty well in normal. This is one of those normal ones where it's just got Sacred Sword, Sucker Punch, Protect, Focus Sash. A pretty normal standard Chin Pao, but I don't think Chin Pao really needs anything crazy to make it work. We've all seen with the set that it has, it does everything you need it to. So fantastic option on the team. You got the Amoonguss, which is a Water Terra. Water Terra Amoonguss, I feel like, has been just one of the strongest just Terra Amoonguss that we've seen. It just is really hard to knock out. It's already hard to knock out as it is, but once you feel like you got an upper hand on it and it swaps to a Water Terra, it ends up becoming another menace, and it's really hard Pokemon to deal with. Protect, Rage Powder, Spore, Pollen Puff, all normal things you would end up seeing. I think the one thing that's a little bit different than some of the other Amoonguss is that it has Citrus Berry, so it's got some of its own recovery on top of the Regenerator from swapping in and out. It's also got the Citrus Berry, so depending on how you play and how you're swapping out, you can definitely have a ton of recovery potential on that Amoonguss, which I think is really cool. And then our final one is the Iron Hands. So Iron Hands, one of the things that I'm seeing right off the bat is that it is the Assault Vest. So we've moved the Assault Vest from the Landorus over to the Iron Hands. And Assault Vest Iron Hands has been great. I remember using it in the beginning of kind of competitive uses with Iron Hands, and it was great. I mean, you have this huge Pokemon who's already really bulky, does a lot of damage, and you add a little bit of special defense to it. He's pretty cool, man. He's definitely a bulky guy. He can pump out some damage. I think the Water Terra is really, really cool. Definitely gives you some solid coverage into things that you would, possibly already have. Again, so my thing with that one is, I don't know, obviously with you having the Grass Terra Fluttermane and the Amoonguss and stuff like that, I guess you don't want to have too many grass Terra Pokemon, but I don't know the real, like, the 100% the reason for the water Terra. I know it's probably something like the Goldango. Water is one of those ones where they're a little bit harder to KO. They don't have the stuff that knocks out water type Pokemon isn't super prevalent. You either have to be a grass Pokemon or electric Pokemon. So yeah, no, I mean, I could see it. Wild Charge, Volt Switch, Drain Punch, Fake Out, all pretty standard moves that you would see on an Iron Hands. So yeah, man, I really like this team. I feel like I said, there was the 6 Pokemon are all very strong meta Pokemon. But I think what was different was that he ended up choosing specific moves and items to put on the Pokemon that helped to cover some of the other weaknesses that the whole team had in general. And I think that was the best part about this team, is that it is a standard 6, but it is not the standard 6 by all means, but just based on the way that they're built. And yeah, I'm really excited to test this one out. So let's hop on over to the ranked ladder and let's get some games in, because this is, I can tell this is gonna be a lot of fun to play on the ranked ladder. So let's hop into it. All right, we got the team in game. So let's hop in here and let's test it out, man. I'm really excited. This team is really cool. Like I said, it's got the meta 6 Pokemon, like some really solid top used Pokemon, but the moves are all really different. I'm really excited to use this. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, Shohei, it was a lot of fun watching Worlds. Shohei did fantastic. His gameplay was insane. That set against Makular Bestie was absolutely wild. So I think with the Dondozo, I think some of my best options are going to be, I think with the Amoonguss and the Iron Hands, since he is a water Terra, like, I feel like these guys are going to be some of my better options. Man, this is a rough one. I almost just want, I think I want to bring the Amoonguss and the Landorus. Maybe I bring the Landorus and this. Maybe I can actually just destroy. If he brings the Dondozo right off the bat, maybe we'll just destroy him. That'd be funny. I would enjoy that. Yeah, I think we'll bring these ones. Let's give it a shot. I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to figure out the best way to face the Dondozo, because obviously Dondozo is gonna be one of the bigger problems. And this team feels like it's got some pretty good answers to Dondozo, and as far as like some defensive terrors and stuff like that. So let's give it a shot. I'm excited. All right, first game with the first place 2023 Worlds team. I am beyond excited. All right, so we've got Dondozo and we have the Chiyu. All right. Now. Oh man. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Rage Powder. And then I think I'm going to do it. I think we're going to Terrasilize. We're an Energy Ball. And I think we're going to hit this Dondozo. Let's see what happens. The only problem obviously is if he Heat Waves the Chiyu, I'm in a bit of a problem. That'd be terrible. But if he just swaps in the Tatsugiri, we're in a really good spot. Especially if he doesn't Terrasilize or anything like that. Ooh, come on, what you gonna do? He would, yes, come on. Oh, please let me do it. Oh, this would be great. Oh, come on, come on. Tatsugiri. Let's go. Don't Terra. That's the big, don't Terrasilize. Come on, no Terrasalization. Okay, I don't think he did, because I think he would have been I think he's faster than us. Come on. Come on, Fluttermane. No, he Terra, no. Oh no, what did he Terra into? Well, hopefully like ground. Can it be ground? Yeah! Oh, I mean, that's fantastic. I mean, we couldn't have asked for anything better at this point. How amazing. So far, so good. This is going swimmingly well. All right, energy ball. How much are we gonna do? Oh, that was so much. Oh. All right, how much is Flutterman gonna do or take now that we're grass? That was also a lot. That was also a lot. So I think what we're gonna do is I think we're just gonna sleep this slot and then energy ball this one again. I think that should work because we should just be able to knock out the Dondozo and just sleep the Tatsugiri. Yo, that Fluttermane was fantastic so far. Let's go, dude. Yo, Dondozo down. That was perfection. And then the Tatsugiri goes to sleep. Let's go. Oh, it was a fantastic turn of events. All right, so what do we got? We've got the goldfish. So the goldfish is a problem. The goldfish is a huge problem. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I don't think this is gonna work as we wanted it to. That's all right. I'm hoping that the Iron Hands doesn't take a lot of damage from whatever's about to happen. I'm expecting a heat wave. Yeah, we should definitely die. Not good, not good. Okay, so I'm gonna bring out this dude. Oh, this is rough. Now Fluttermane is gonna hurt. Arrgh! I don't really, I don't think the Sucker Punch will end up knocking out the Fluttermane. Nice swap out. That did so much. That was crazy. Okay, so I'm at the point now where I think I've got to make a read. I think that he knows that if I Sucker Punch the Fluttermane one more time, I'm just going to knock it out. So I think he swaps in that one. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to Drain Punch this slot. I think we'll Sacred Sword. I don't think he keeps the Fluttermane. Oh, he protected. Okay, I mean, that's fine as well. He protected. Nice. Sacred Sword takes it out. Let's go. Ugh. Okay, so the thing is, he can totally protect the Fluttermane this turn. Like, and just not take damage. Problem is the Chiyu. Oh, this is a rough spot to be in. Yeah, he protected again. Expected. Damn, dude. It didn't knock out. Okay, that's huge. How much does this do? It knocks it out. It knocks out. Holy smokes, this is coming down to the wire. We've got the Amoonguss at full HP. I mean, we'll definitely lose. I don't think there's any like situation where we don't lose the Iron Hands. I think it takes too much damage at this point. So I think all we have to do is, I think we just spore it. Wait, what did it do last turn? I don't really want to Rage Powder in case, like, if it just does Dazzling Gleam, then like, what's the point? Because we do have Pollen Puff. We could just spore it. Yeah, you just use Dazzling Gleam. So the Rage Powder would have been a waste. Yo, did they leave? Did they leave? Let's go! Yo, the first game of that was fantastic game. We made some really big reads in there at the end. That was crazy. Yo, honestly, the Iron Hands one-shotting the Chiyu with the Drain Punch was, I mean, absolutely fantastic. Let's see, I'm pretty sure, yeah, we won that one. Let's go, dude. What a great game to kick that one right off, man. What a fantastic team. I can't tell you how much I absolutely loved playing this team. This team is amazing. I'm gonna be playing this one a lot on my Twitch channel. Wow, loved it, man. So good. Yo, thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with me on the startup of WD Learns VGC again. It was a fantastic series in the past. I've always loved it, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been thinking about it for weeks now, and like, God, I really need to bring that one back. So I'm glad it's finally coming back, because honestly, I really love learning VGC and being able to share more of the teams from the VGC community, because honestly, it all makes some insane teams that are a lot of fun to play. And this one was no joke. This team was an absolute blast. Make sure you go down into the description of the video. You will get the tweet notification from the actual creator of the team. We'll get the rental pace, the Poke pace from Worlds, all that kind of information about the original creator is down below in the description. So make sure you go and follow him. He's an absolutely amazing guy. His stream presence was intoxicating. His energy was amazing. I absolutely loved watching Shohei play on the world stage event. It was amazing, absolutely fantastic, man. And congrats to him for winning Worlds 2023. The team was an absolute blast to play with, and I'm excited to keep playing with it on stream this week. And again, thank you all so much. I appreciate you all coming out to YouTube videos, man. We are getting so close to getting to YouTube partner. These last couple months, we've absolutely been blowing away some of these subscriber numbers, and I cannot thank you all enough. It's been an absolute blast. I'm excited to keep bringing you more. So make sure you hit that like, that subscribe, and that notification bell so you get notified and drop more videos just like this one, because we have the rest of the top 8 to come from Worlds 2023. And in the next video, we'll be doing team number 2. And I'm excited about that one, because that one was from Michael, their bestie, who has been a regular in some of my wide league tournaments. And I am absolutely excited to play with one of his teams, as he's one of the newer VGC players in the scene. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. He'll be definitely a really awesome video to come up with on the next one. But yeah, again, thank you all again so much. I hope you have a fantastic day out in Paldea, trainers. Peace.